इस वीडियो में कई ऐसे शब्दों का प्रयोग किया जा सकता है जिसके बारे में आपको ज्ञात ना हो, तो कृपया अपने गूगल को अपने साथ रखें।
To become a big company, there is nothing right or wrong journey. There is only a journey, and you have to keep on iterating. So that's how you become a great founder. As an investor, see is mostly three major things I see in a founder. First is
So we welcome PV as our today's guest on the podcast. Welcome PV. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Great, great, great. So just I'll brief you a bit about PV and then PV will introduce himself because I think he would be the best fit to introduce himself. So PV has been involved in the startup ecosystem from I guess more than 2 to 3 years now, and also he has been now working with Web3 startups with the investments parts. Also, he has helped a couple of startups to raise funds and also invest through the Thinkabate and Marva Group. So yeah, there has been a lot to discover how his journey has taken off, how he involved, how he get into the VC world, and now how the Web3 ecosystem is evolving. So we'll get all of this in this podcast. So I'm truly excited for this one, and you should be too. So now let's get ahead of. So I'll just straightforwardly ask PV the first and question that is asked in almost every podcast. Let's start by introducing yourself. How you entered into the startup ecosystem?
Yeah, it's like it has been almost 5 years I'm active, and 2017, 2016, 2017 is the time like I was in college. I started my own like entrepreneurship cell, and then kind of used to host a lot of events, e-summits. Then kind of used to invite a lot of speakers from those who are very active in the Indian startup ecosystem. I used to invite them, host workshop, and mostly my college was till 2018, like 2017, 2018. 2017 is in fact I graduated, and that is the time like till that I was mostly doing awareness about entrepreneurship, reading about startups, and it all started from there, like reading about books, Steve Jobs biography, all the stuff at that point of time in college. I think most of founders or most of people in the Indian startup ecosystem, they have similar kind of journey. Like either they have accidentally dropped into the ecosystem, or they have always been passionate about being in the ecosystem. So it all started from there. Then I work with a couple of startups. One of them is a unicorn now. Started working with Byju's as an intern in their very early team. Like at that point of time, it was not so big. Doing much of things, understanding content, product, community, marketing, all those jazz. Like it was kind of understanding everything. Then I work with a HR tech company in the early founding team. It's called Skillenza. Used to work with them. Again, like product community was something like I was leading, which slowly transitioned into overall function of leading the growth. And yeah, then I have also consulted with a couple of companies before moving to the VC world. So with working with startups, I understood that at early stage, founders need more help, and that is where my stunt for the whole ecosystem came, and that's the way like I was super passionate about helping founders at their early stage, like the zero to one journey. That is where like I think they need most of help. And then I joined a fund, family office fund. I've been working with them since last 2 years. Have been deploying capital on behalf of them, and yeah, so that's the journey I have taken across. I think.
अभी जैसी अभी जर्नी बताई ना तो ऐसी मोस्ट ऑफ द स्टार्टअप्स कईयों की तो ड्रीम में होती है ठीक है कि आई हैव टू गो थ्रू द टर्म्स आई हैव टू इंटर्न एट वेरियस कंपनीज आई हैव टू देन मूव टू द वीसी इकोसिस्टम मतलब कई स्टार्टअप्स ऐसा ड्रीम ऑफ करते हैं एंड काइंड ऑफ यू कैन से आई एम आल्सो ड्रीमिंग ऑफ द सिमिलर काइंड ऑफ अ थिंग बट अपार्ट फ्रॉम इट, जब एक्सपीरियंस कैसा रहा कंसल्टिंग और इन सब चीजों में, क्योंकि एक अर्ली जब फाउंडर आता है, व्हेन यू हैव दैट फाउंडर माइंडसेट, यू ऑलवेज ट्राई टू ग्रास्प एज मच थिंग्स एज यू कैन. सो उधर एक्सपीरियंस कैसा रहा, उधर ऐसी क्या क्या चीजें नहीं पता लगी कि जिससे हेल्प हुई आगे की जर्नी में?
Yeah, see, it's very simple. Like, मैंने हमेशा एक ही चीज समझा इकोसिस्टम में, फाउंडर को पैसा नहीं चाहिए. Like everyone thinks like founder need fundraising, money, stuff. They don't want actually. वो जमाना चला गया. We are not. When the ecosystem has already achieved product market fit, like the whole ecosystem has achieved that market fit. Now capital is plenty in the market. We have huge amount of capital access right now. And there have been success stories. So that's the reason validation is also there. So founders want help with a lot of things at early stage. Like for example, finding a perfect co-founder is one of the toughest jobs. They want help with that. They want to understand, do by a lot of vibe checks, to see that they're able to sell that dream to someone who can co-build with them. So that's the first hurdle. Second comes like uh, understanding the depth of the product they're building. Like you need to understand the depth of what you are building. How big is the market? When you are building it, for what kind of users you are building it? What kind, and when you're building across, what is the right time to launch the product? What should be your exact go-to-market plan? तो ये सब चीज चाहिए जो मैंने फाउंडर्स के साथ क्लोजली काम करके आई फिगर्ड आउट दैट दीज आर द थिंग्स दे नीड हेल्प विथ, एंड दीज आर द स्ट्रक्चरिंग थिंग्स आर फंडामेंटल थिंग्स जो बहुत फाउंडर्स जो फर्स्ट टाइम फाउंडर्स होते हैं उनको पता नहीं होता है, बिकॉज दे हैव नॉट बिल्ड इट और नॉट डन इट. सो उनको तो एक्सपेरिमेंटेशन, एंड इट्स काइंड ऑफ एक्सपेरिमेंटिंग बिकॉज to become a big company there is nothing right or wrong journey. There is only a journey, and you have to keep on iterating. So that's how you become a great founder. So I think वो iteration बहुत ज़्यादा चाहिए होता है. You need to constantly keep iterating and then keep on building, and then hire good people around you. If you hire good folks to work alongside with you, you'll always be able to build something big. That's fundamental of how everything works. So I think this was how the journey uh, has been for a lot of founders, and that was kind of, I was very fortunate कि मैं उस time पे like 2018 2019, that was the time like I worked with a lot of founders very closely, understood what wrong they're doing, what right they are doing. So वहीं से it's all started. Like then I was very focused. I need to go to the other side of the table. I need to help them not only with investment, but at that early stage journey, help them with, like you can call it lot of additional help that a founder needs. And I brag about that. I say about everyone out there that I'm a very founder friendly investor. I see founder terms more than a VC terms, like because there are a lot of investors. They have their own way of investing. They have their own way of helping an early stage company, and I have my own way. Like mine is founder should detect their terms. अगर फाउंडर ही नहीं अपना टर्म्स डिसाइड करेंगे, then they are not good founders. It's very simple. Like they have to decide the terms. अब उनके लिए अगर if I start deciding the terms, then rather I should build the company and not them. So yeah, that's how it is. And वो evolve हुआ है. And it's like I think it's a journey. It's a experience चल रहा है. And every day is a new day. Every day you keep on learning. वहीं से evolve होते जा रहा है. It has been evolving from that, and it's still continuously growing. And yeah, I'm very fortunate, very happy to have that. And I think after working with a lot of early stage founder, I've also built a lot of empathy towards generally empathy towards people as well. Because when you work closely, you build an empathy layer, like giving back layer, empathy layer comes to your mindset. And that's how it has been throughout. Yeah, like I think I can, if I have to tell you this has been the journey, and it's a fun journey.
सो ये था कि आपने शुरुआत में क्या-क्या चीज़ें सीखी, जो आपको लेटर स्टेज में काम आई और मे बी आपने स्टार्टअप्स को हेल्प करी उनसे चीज़ें। बट ये एक क्वेश्चन है जो कि मोस्टली जब भी इन्वेस्टर्स आते हैं पॉडकास्ट पे, सो आई यूजुअली आस्क देम कि और फाउंडर्स क्योंकि जनरली मुझसे पूछते हैं, सो हर इन्वेस्टर का अलग पर्सपेक्टिव होता है इस चीज़ पे, सो दैट्स व्हाई दिस क्वेश्चन इज़ द मोस्ट रिपीटेबल क्वेश्चन इन द पॉडकास्ट एज़ वेल एज़ टू मी आल्सो कि व्हाट डज़ एन इन्वेस्टर सी इन एन स्टार्टअप?
Yeah, it depends on stages to stages. Like,
General for early stage.
yeah, I'll cover. Completely cover the whole spectrum. Like early stage, mein, the eyes and the way of curating and seeing the company is very different from a company at Series A or Series B. C में mostly metrics होता है, like ARR होता है, churn rate होता है, like how the company is performing, market sizing, market capture, shareholding capture. So वो सब सीरीज बी प्लस में आता है काफी। अर्ली स्टेज में टू बी वेरी ऑनेस्ट आई कैन टेल अबाउट आवर थीसिस एंड व्हाट आई एज अ इन्वेस्टर सी इज मोस्टली three major things I see in a founder. First is it's all about founder and the team. Like I think most of people would have said the same because at the end founder ही कंपनी बनाता है। कुछ भी मतलब मार्केट कितना बड़ा हो कितना छोटा हो उससे उससे इम्पैक्ट होता है बट उतना ज़्यादा नहीं अगर फाउंडर ही माइंडसेट में नहीं है। और वो फाउंडर का माइंडसेट होना चाहिए लाइक he should have that mindset of being aggressive to capture the market. So वो founder वैसे founder में like we love to bet on like अगर उसके पास वो aggressive approach है to capture the market, उसके पास वो skill set है उसके टीम में उसने वैसे skill set बनाया है, टीम बहुत like balanced है, there are a lot of like co-founders उनका complementary skill set और फिर उसके बाद और फाउंडर्स का जर्नी भी हम लोग अंडरस्टैंड करते हैं लाइक व्हाट इज हिज हाउ फ्रॉम वेयर ही हैज कम एंड देन हाउ ही इज टेकिंग डिसीजंस वो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है लाइक मैंने तो अभी जितने लास्ट 2 साल में सीखा है डिसीजन मेकिंग सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट होता है फाउंडर का कितना क्विकली डिसीजन लेता है एंड हाउ ही इज एबल टू एग्जीक्यूट ऑन टॉप ऑफ दैट that's the most criteria. So this is the first point. Obviously, founders पहले थोड़ा पूरा उनका approach towards problem solving and unka pedigree is something which is first on the checklist at early stage. Second is obviously the problem that they are solving. Usme how big is that problem? Is that investable? Because there are great businesses and great companies which are not VC investable. They're not like a lot of good companies are not VC investable because they do not tend to have that hockey stick growth. They cannot. And VC earn money if there is like that kind of growth. If there is no growth, VCs will never earn money. So it's very simple. And no one is doing charity. Everyone is in business. So that's the reason like वो कितना बड़ा market में they are in, how they are seeing the entire market, how they're approaching, what is their go-to-market plan. This is very important, like understanding the problem depth, how big it can be, and then building a solutioning layer जो actually customer will love to have that solution with them for the problem. So वो बहुत important है, like understanding the whole market and और हम जिसको प्रोडक्ट मार्केट फिट बोलते हैं उसका जर्नी वो जर्नी अगर डिफाइंड है और वो जर्नी में अगर डिफाइंड भी नहीं हो लेकिन उनका थॉट प्रोसेस है टुवर्ड्स दैट जर्नी दिस इज समथिंग वी सी लाइक वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट अर्ली स्टेज में एंड थर्ड इज ऑब्वियसली founders understanding of managing both internal and external stakeholders, which is like how they're able to hire people, how they're able to manage that people. Because I think ये point बहुत लोग miss कर देते हैं. They are just कि market बड़ा होना चाहिए and then you can say founders का pedigree अच्छा होना चाहिए. But I think team building is third point, which is extremely important. And not only team building internally, also how you are manage your customers, how you are interacting your customer, how you are managing your board of investors, how you are interacting with them. So ये external stakeholder और internal stakeholders जो हैं, वो दोनों का विजन और वो दोनों का लाइक नीड्स को अंडरस्टैंड करना इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. तो मेरे को लगता है कि ये 3 पॉइंट मोस्टली हम लोग देखते हैं इन अर्ली स्टेज फाउंडर. And then we tend to like kind of love to invest in them and then see and help them throughout the journey. And I think most important to understand all of this point is how curious is the founders to ask questions. They might not know answer to everything, but curiosity कितना है एक founder जब हम लोग उसके साथ internally initial discussions पे जाते हैं, अगर he is not asking investors tough question, that means he is not understanding what game he is in. So founders should definitely go and ask tough questions to investor. And I think this is a founder driven market. This is not a investor driven market anymore. So you have to continuously go ask tough questions to investor. Like if you're coming with money, what else are you bringing? How you can help us apart from money? So these are the questions every founder should definitely ask investor when they are at early stage. Like I'm talking about pre-seed, seed. ये जगह में they need smart capital. They need help from the investors or board they are building. So I think asking this kind of tough questions are very much important for us. Also, it becomes easier to understand. Yes, this guy is not only curious, also he understands how to take value out of external stakeholders, those who are coming to join his journey. So yeah, these are few things अभी मैं देखता हूँ invest करने से पहले. Yeah, this is how.
इससे एक चीज याद आई जो प्रीवियस पॉडकास्ट में वन ऑफ द इन्वेस्टर आल्सो सेड कि हम घोड़े पे पैसा नहीं लगाते, जॉकी पे लगाते हैं. इन द इंडस्ट्री इट इज यूजुअली
that is how it is. Like that is how it is. You always bet on the jockey and not on the horse. मेरा understanding, so I also add on top of there. I bet on a jockey and jockey's way of how he is seeing his goalpost, his eyes as well. Not only on the jockey, also on his eyes, because how he is seeing the when he is kind of in the competitive race, how he is seeing the end line,
where he sees himself.
Yeah. So his views or journey on seeing the end line is where I'll just add on top of that कि jockey पे लगाते हैं, but jockey का एक और मेजर पॉइंट हम लोग देखते हैं उसका नजरिया टुवर्ड्स द एंड गोल और एंड पॉइंट और फिनिश लाइन ऑफ द रेस. उसका नजरिया को भी लाइक आई टेक इनटू कंसीडरेशन अ लॉट.
That's true.
Because आज के डेट में there are 5 jockeys those who are great. So then उनमें से how you will define. So just deeping dive more. पैसा तो हमेशा जॉकी पे लगाओ, लेकिन जॉकी का नजरिया फिनिश लाइन का कैसा है उसको देख के लगाओ. So that's how it is.
मेरे को पर्सनली भी यहाँ से एक दो नई चीजें मिली और ऑडियंस को भी डेफिनेटली मिली है, क्योंकि वो जो स्टेक होल्डर वाला पॉइंट था और ये नजरिए वाला पॉइंट है, डेफिनेटली काफी सारे इन्वेस्टर्स स्किप आउट कर देते हैं. मे बी समटाइम्स पॉडकास्ट में हो गया या फिर वैसे हो गया. सो या दैट्स वाज अ कूल स्टफ टू बी एडेड. सो अपार्ट फ्रॉम दिस, अभी हमने बात करी कि आपने फाउंडर्स से क्या सीखा अपनी जर्नी से, फिर वीसी वर्ल्ड में आया, अब आप क्या देखते हो. द नेक्स्ट पार्ट कम्स इन, अगर कोई वीसी वर्ल्ड में एंटर करना चाहता है, so how he should enter into that VC world, apart from suppose ex-founders or maybe anyone out there who want to enter into the VC world.
Yeah.
So how he can.
I told you, it's very simple. You keep on helping founders. That's how you get into the VC ecosystem. So मैंने VC से आने से पहले I used to consult companies. Like I used to closely work with founders and then help them. And before that also my last company, I was also in the early team. So I think there are like in right now VC industry में जाने के लिए there are two or three ways mostly I see. First is either you get into some consulting like McKinsey and all, have a pedigree, um, complete your MBA and stuff, and come into the VC ecosystem and then work with us. That is a way, and none of them is a bad way or right way or good way. There is nothing bad, right, wrong, bad, good. So that's one way to get into the ecosystem. Second way is obviously if you're a founder, if you're built across, you have pedigree, but you cannot achieve product market fit, or maybe you are not able to solve the way you wanted to make it, and then you can switch your transition your career from like I do not call anyone a failed entrepreneur. I say entrepreneur who tried and he was successful in knowing himself better. So, wo entrepreneur, those kind of people can come to the VC ecosystem. These are kind of guys who bring huge amount because they know what not to do, and that is what you should teach your founders or founder friends or people with whom you are like working or investing what not to do, because what to do they will figure out. What not to do is something, so that's very important. And third set of founders are obviously people like me who have been understanding product to depth. Like I used to be very active, used to test a lot of products on product hunt. I'm a contributor in product hunt as well, so uh, then used to kind of build networks. So network building has been my DNA from my college days. Like that's how like I think very important to be at right time at right place, and that has worked for me in lot of instincts that has actually worked for me. So yeah, having that networking, keep on networking, reaching out to people, chat with them, take their time. You reach out if you get a 5 minute slot or 10 minute slot, whatever, from a very big guy or a very big VC or a very big fund or a very big founder. Just utilize that properly. Talk to them, give them something in that so they will remember. And when there will be like need or when you want some reference, these are people who will come and refer you as well. So I think networking is super important, and networking has played an immense amount of role in my
I
life.
guess that's how we connected.
That's how I connect with everyone. I think I've never kind of went on to do kind of a formal kind of interview because I already like those people will already be knowing. They are in the ecosystem, contributing a lot to lot of communities, lot of founders help. Like in fact, like there have been company with whom I might not have invested, but I've still helped them in their journey. So yeah, I think that these are the only three ways. Either you be visible, create your own brand, network, content, community, be active over social media, write about startups, create amazing content insights that will help founders, fellow investors, and your visibility increases, like the way you are doing, creating podcasts and stuff like that. So that's how visibility increase, and if you keep on doing that for some months or a few years, you'll get into a right VC job, and VC job is like these are three ways primarily. Yeah. Like I don't think there is no other way. Like
How fun is that? there, like investing in startups and evaluating and all that stuff?
People call it a very lifestyle kind of role, or it's like VC is not a job; it's a lifestyle. People call that, but I think it's also a job. Yeah, like it's not. It's not. Sometimes it's very chill. Sometimes it's very difficult as well. And whenever like you have some timelines, you have to work on that. You have to help your founder portfolio company. You have to either compete on a deal that other big VCs are seeing, those who have larger check. So yeah, it becomes sometimes it becomes challenge, but it's a fun. It's like obviously like uh, if you're loving what you're doing, it's like it's always not gonna feel like a work. It's always going to feel like a fun. And I don't think I work. I work all the time. Like it's like for me, if I'm reading something that is related to the industry ecosystem, so I don't feel like it's like I'm doing a job kind of job. Like I work all the time. If I don't find working sometime, I don't. It's very simple. Like
One
yeah,
curious question: uh,
yeah.
do parents understand what you are doing?
I think it's very difficult for people like us or family like us that we have come from. I come from a kind of a family in a tier two, uh, not even tier two, tier three city. So though my dad is a businessman, he understands the business and the venture investing side. But when it comes to the whole family relatives, it's very difficult. Obviously, my father understands what I'm doing, not to depth, but I think also Shark Tank has played a great role in educating like the whole जनता और the mass ecosystem कि क्या है venture investing और startup fundraising ये सब क्या है what is all this thing. So Shark Tank ने अच्छा role play किया है in educating across in the ecosystem. So I think that has played a good amount of role in educating our friends, families, parents what exactly we do. Though they will never understand the depth of exactly what we do, but yeah, I think
I have a view.
they have started to understand it. So good to start. No, like it's always a
Yeah,
good starting point. So,
because I still face struggle in understanding what we do, how it happens, and everything like that. उसमें मतलब अभी भी बहुत दिक्कत होती है. So that's another part.
नहीं वो तो होता ही है ब्रो लाइक इनिशियली वो होता है एंड एक पॉइंट पे दे विल आल्सो अंडरस्टैंड दे विल स्टार्ट आल्सो रिस्पेक्टिंग योर जॉब so it's a journey just go through it like you are young so when you are in the journey just go through the journey like it's a journey everyone goes through like plain simple and it's always not required to make a lot of people understand
Yeah,
it's not required like uh, people will understand. Some people will understand what you do. Some people will never understand. So just take it positively, like because the entire spectrum is a journey we are in. So just take it very supportively, positively, and that's how you can keep on growing. You can always have the mindset that yeah, still I've done so much work in the ecosystem. Maybe I've done so much work in the investment side. But still, people are not understanding me, so I need to push more. It comes in.
I would correct you over there because yesterday we conducted our first Web3 pitch event,
Yeah, so
and
that
we selected, and OG Club DAO was also a partner. We'll come later what it is for the audience also. And I didn't interacted with Web3 startups earlier. मतलब पहली बार था कि मैं इतने सारे Web3 startups से interact कर रहा था. And I would say around 10 out of 7 to 8 knew you. वो जानते थे who is PB out there in the ecosystem, what is there, how it's building and everything like that. So I would say like you are a face in the Web3 in the Indian Web3 ecosystem that is evolving.
I think that's a very big statement. I don't think I'm the face, but yeah, I've been trying like when it comes to Web3, like I'm a very passionate guy when it comes to blockchain and technology. I was introduced to blockchain in 2017. I invested in all the Bitcoin, Ethereum in 2017. So way back when a
That's
lot
crazy.
of
For me, it happened past year.
so yeah, so I was introduced to blockchain around 2017. I've been always been a aggressive reader, avid reader. So that's the reason like I always know like what's the trend in the technology world is. Abhi aage kya aane wala. We are talking about metaverse, then we are talking about these all were there. Like Satoshis and Bitcoin have been there from 2011 and
Yeah.
2012. So it's just that the adoption started kicking in at some point of time in 2015, 16. Then we saw the 2017 era. Then there was a fall down. Then again the adoption came back. So blockchain as a technology and decentralization as a concept, I'm a super believer, super for against that because community building and product around communities is something like that very close to my heart because I understand product building around communities. Like वो मैं डेप्थ में स्केल पे समझता हूँ और किया भी है कहीं ना so, and that makes a lot of sense when it comes to the Web3 ecosystem. The use of blockchain is like creating a mass community engagement. So that's how like adoption can only happen if you have a great community and they can support you. Because यहाँ पे like you do ICOs, IDOs way faster, and when you do that, your tokens will be like tokens को कोई तो खरीदेगा. Yeah, your NFTs को कोई तो खरीदेगा, and these are the community that love your product. It's like about then liquidation should happen, and this is a disruption to the VC industry as well because VC industries operate on the DNA of centralization, and decentralization is completely different. Like it's like what you can say, you are coming and you are liquidating faster. But I see it's also a great way of having liquidation revenue stream for the VC funds. अब 7 साल जहाँ पे लगता था, 8 साल लगता था, 10 साल लगता था आईपीओ होने में, आईसीओ आईडीओस तुम्हारा 2 साल 3 साल में हो जाता, and then your tokens goes to the market, it performs well, you earn back. Like it's up to you. You want to hold them or you want to partially like dilute them. So, but you earn faster. So yeah, I think Web3 has been an ecosystem or as a concept is growing at a very early stage. Like अभी तुम पूछ सकते हो कि कितना अर्ली है, तो मैं बोलूंगा कि इंटरनेट जो मे बी 1999 में 98 में इंटरनेट जहाँ पे था, आज के डेट में Web3 ब्लॉकचेन टेक्नोलॉजी वहाँ पे ही है, ज्यादा आगे
अभी मैंने रिसेंट एक ट्वीट भी पढ़ा था इसी के अराउंड कि उन्होंने लिख रखा था, एक न्यूज़पेपर आर्टिकल था शायद, यू लाइक्ड इट और यू ट्वीटेड, आई डोंट नो एग्जैक्टली, कि they said कि internet will not have a billion user in
So I
1990.
tweeted that went,
Yeah,
you know,
you,
and a lot of people came and that went viral. So I don't think like because all the big boys in the Web3 are saying they will have billion users within next 1-2 years. I don't think that because adoption takes time और सारी चीज का adoption time लगता है. Internet also like the adoption of the whole .com, it also took time, yeah, like 6-7 years, 7-8 years का journey होता है. Any new technology comes and take time, and my views are same. I might understood. It's definitely going faster. The underlying adoption is there. Like people are not understanding that they're using a blockchain technology, they are interacting, but beneath the surface there is a blockchain technology adoption happening. वो आज हो रहा है, which is good. I am a pro supporter of decentralization, blockchain technology. But I'm not sure, like 2 years, 3 years, like at least 2, 3 years, I don't see, maybe 3, 4 years makes sense, but 2, 3 years, I do not see that there will be billion users kind of adoption or that kind of mass making company. But yeah, if it happens, then I'm happy to be proved wrong, and that will be my learning. But yeah, I think the whole Web3 ecosystem is doing well, and it's not about building for billion users. It's about building for first million users. Build that first. Build that with the robust layering of your technology. You are a L1, you are a L2, you are a protocol, you are a gaming company, whatever you are. Like build for your first million to few million users, and they start loving you. Because they start loving the because you have billion users, then you launch a token. It doesn't make sense, bro. Like I think in billion users, like everyone will never love you. But if you're building for a smaller community, they start loving you. Like let's say with Decentraland, I give example of Decentraland. Some billions-dollar valued company, their daily active user is 80 to 100 only. They do not have too much of a user. There are already a $1 billion company out there. They have built quality users, and that those quality users are transacting, and the value of that transaction is way more. So yeah, that's how it is. Like I think uh, Web3 is going to stay for long, and there will be hiccups. Like it will be the wave will be wave layer, like parabolic kind of a layer where there will be ups, there will be downs, and we'll see some companies performing well, some company will die. But that's how the whole ecosystem matures. I think the maturity is not there in the ecosystem of Web3 yet, but it is going towards that.
India is also what I have seen कि India भी generally leaps पे technology को accept करता है. Like for an example, when computers came, people started accepting them, but the acceptance rate of smartphones were much higher as it was of computers. They just usually skip out one of the tech guys, technology, and then they start accepting the next part of the technology that is coming out. I see like it a similar way क्योंकि अभी 2011 में it started out and still now अभी जो वो 90s वाला फेस है वो अब आना start हुआ. So the leap that was वो चला गया कि एक बार जो skip करा था और now they have started accepting the things.
No, yeah, that's not like we have been always big followers of Western culture, like westernization का approach culture उसको ज़्यादा adopt और follow Indian culture और Indians करते हैं. But I don't think like blockchain में I think Indian people have done a good amount of job already. There is no late I think in blockchain because यहाँ पे फर्स्ट मूवर को ज़्यादा एडवांटेज नहीं मिलता है. That's what I think. यहाँ पे you have to be little early mover, not extremely first mover, because it will keep on maturing, no? And most of mature products in Web3 you will see coming out of India. India is definitely going to be forefront playground after US, Southeast Asia. India is already there. I think going forward, India will be a foremost hand. Not sure about the structuring of how government, legal, and how government is seeing it, but yeah, I think there might be challenges in legal structuring and with government, with banks. There might be challenges. Banks are fearing it.
Yeah, I have also seen that.
Bank fear what is happening, and they are not wrong. They are right at that place. So it's like they will
New.
not have track. No, it's not new. They understand. They will not have track. You sitting in Estonia can transact with a guy sitting in Kerala, and then There is no structuring out there. It's all digitally transferred. Then yeah, you don't know like what will the RBI banks do? So how they'll structure it like that. There's money coming inside the country, money going out, and it happening so fast. So how like it's like you need and we do not have that tech infra layer when it comes to the banking ecosystem. I think that's the reason DeFi makes a lot of sense. A lot of people are trying to create that layer, but not sure how RBI will act. But yeah, it's like it happens. Anything new comes, people fear. Few people are
Yeah.
down. But with time, we will also see how structuring are happening. They have to do that, or else they're going to miss a big amount of money or money that will be created and that can be created inside India. That will be created somewhere in Dubai, Singapore, Bahamas, Caymans, or somewhere. So they will miss that wave. So I think government. That's the reason government are seeing it very deeply. I'm not sure like how the banking system is seen, but I think it will happen. Like they 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 will understand that this is a big wave. If we are not channelizing on that, we'll miss on something big.
That's
So and we can all the time hope best, but you'll keep on seeing a lot of founders coming in. Right now, they're registering out of India. India is already losing out a great money that is going to be created. But at the same time, let's see like how things are happening.
and also this was the part ki Web3 कैसे अभी evolve कर रहा है, emerge कर रहा है. How do you see it? So what's the concept behind OG Club? What it is exactly?
Yeah, OG Club is. I always laugh because it just started like that. Like Shubhendu, who is like I used to work with him. He has been a great mentor in my journey throughout. I have closely worked with him. He was when I was in Skillenda, he was the CEO. So yeah, like I think we met after a long period of time, mostly after a year, we met in a cafe. He told me what's going on. I told Web3, and then like let's do something. Let's do a meetup. He was already researching about a social DAO, which is called FWB. He told me like this is something very interesting. You should look into. I'm already researching about that. So I thought that sounds interesting. Then I went to research about the DAO, understood the concept. I think this makes sense. India is not having any social DAO coming out of India. I think we are the first social DAO in India, and then we just started over Twitter. It went viral. We have more than 1,000 members. We have got great amount of follower base over Twitter. It just went viral, yeah. Like because the timing was right, and people needed a DAO or a community. We started as a community. Now we are structuring into a DAO. So we started just as a community, and it was just a casual meetup that we did, and that went viral, and people then started to reach out to us. Yeah, we want more of this. We want more, and then we kind of we were consistent in doing it. I think we have done more than 10, 15 meetups in last 2 months, all across India, a couple of them in Dubai as well. So I went to Dubai for a few days.
Yeah, it can be seen on the t-shirt.
Yeah. So did couple of meetups there. Met great guys in the ecosystem. I can say proudly that last 1 2 months my learning on the whole Web3 ecosystem has just gone from here to here. So it's like a growth hockey stick in itself, and I think I made great amount of friends. I've been already investing in Web3. We have already invested in a couple of companies. We are doubling down. We are aggressively investing in more. And yeah, I think OG Club started as a fun uh, community. Now it is getting serious. We have strong contributors We have developers, those who want to build smart contracts on chain with utilities that we planned out. We have been looking and will soon kind of uh, make it more structured way of proper DAO. Yeah, governance in DAO is very difficult, and creating that governance layer is extremely difficult because everyone in the community have their own way of doing things. They have their own full-time job. They are contributing on side. Then they have some like everyone has their own agenda out of the DAO. Like someone wants it to grow, someone wants it to kind of have their own their own agenda has been fulfilled. They are after that they're not so much active. But that happens with all the DAOs. That happens with all the communities. Engagement drops at some point of time, but then you have to structure it. So I think we have figured out few things that we really want to do going forward. I think it will be too early to say and disclose, but yeah, we have figured out some solid things, and just I can just say just keep watching us. We are going to do some great work going ahead. We have already figured out that these are few things we're definitely doing, and we'll keep on doing. It's very simple. Like
I would say we would be excited for that.
I think yeah, we will keep on doing what we are doing and what we believe we are best in. And we have figured out there are three solid utilities that we see going forward. Just to give you a small hint, like networking access, then investments, and then kind of hiring. These are few things we have figured out that is required, and we are building across those lines. We will build the whole DAO on chain, have a governance, proper structuring out there. It will function. So, and at some point of time, we'll also launch our tokens. We are planning to launch NFTs very soon. This is already serious right now. Like
Yeah.
all started as a fun, but it has turned into serious. And thanks to the contributors community, me and like me Shubhendu just started, but then everyone is like there is a lot amazing members who has came in. They all are contributing. They are already taking the lead, and that's how a DAO will work. It doesn't
It
work with.
also it also was the first time when we met at the Delhi meetup.
Sorry.
It was also the first time at DAO club meetup when we meet in Delhi.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I think a lot of people will still not able to understand because people are used to centralization. People are used to ownership. No one is owner in the DAO. Like
exactly.
we're not the owners, bro. Like we might be top contributors, or we might be contributing more, or tomorrow someone else will come and they will contribute more. But yeah, that's how a DAO works. It's it's that's the DAO journey, uh, and I think we will do good with because we understand community and we understand decentralization. So and we understand that how to operate that on scale because we have seen both of the spectrum, and I think that's what we are trying. And I think all I can hope is this will keep on happening, will keep on growing. There will be a lot of members coming in. They will start contributing. Once we launch token, there will be tokens played. A lot of members buying our tokens. So yeah, this is going to get fun, and it's a journey. I don't know what's going to happen after 2 years or 3 years from now, but I think this is going to be fun, a lot more fun.
Yeah, we are also excited for that because I have seen that the meetups that you are doing, that's a crazy. And if any one of the audience are looking to
More than meetups, we just started with meetups. Meetups are just to create that awareness out there that this is what we are building. But meetups are just to create awareness, and we are more than that.
so abhi matlab when I saw that something has been building, I was matlab मैं connect होना चाहता था Web3 से, but I was not able to find any route to connect to it because I didn't knew any person. Frankly, I'm still learning. I didn't know a bit. Few terms I learned right now also from you. If,
We all are learning. So no one is an expert. Anyone in telling you in Web3 are expert. They're not. Everyone is figuring out. Everyone is learning. It's a technology layer. It's like same businesses, same business model. The technology makes things faster, and it's a technology layer, technological adoption model. You will see same kind of businesses. Whatever you are seeing in Web2, you will see the same businesses in Web3. Just the technology is so fast and the layer is so fast that adoption becomes very easier and faster. We lot of people who are going to crack the user experience game, they are going to do well. That's how it is. Like everyone is learning. You don't need to deep dive more and dig deeper. The only thing about blockchain is it is decentralized. So with decentralization, the consumer and the community has more power than any VC or founder or anyone in the ecosystem. So the consumer and community has the power. They decide the fate of the product, of the tool, of the everything, like whatever. So yeah, and I think there is also a lot more risk factor because as things are moving faster, then you launch token. Your token is becoming speculative. A lot of speculations happens around. There is people are saying there is bubble. Definitely, yes, there is bubble. No one is saying there is not. There is speculation. Yes, there is huge amount of speculation. No one is saying it is wrong. But yeah, you need to understand there is also a technology. There is also an infra layer being created. If you're not jumping into it, you're missing out a great wave. Already, few people have missed out. So if you are more late, you will miss out more bigger journey or bigger picture. And we don't know tomorrow what's going to happen. But like when I was interacting with fellow VC friends, someone told me like, what will happen? At max, you will lose some money. But the uptick of the gain is very much high in this ecosystem. So that's the reason like you have to take your chance on it.
That's true. That's true. That's true. And as we are coming to the end of this podcast, meanwhile, I would like to tell everyone to join the DAO OG Club because you will find great things to explore over there. And yeah, as you
Absolutely. Just you can follow us over Twitter. It's OgclubDAO. You can follow me on Twitter. I go with the handle I am P Biswal, IAMPBISWAL. We have also a Discord channel. Once you attend one of our sessions, we do Twitter spaces, we do meetups, we're planning to do a hackathon going forward. So once you get a chance to meet, you'll get access to the Discord as well. Be a contributor if you're a developer, come across, be a contributor. If you're not a developer, come across, volunteer with us, become a member in the DAO, and everyone is going to get benefited whenever we are going to launch token. We have for the community, we have huge because driven by community, so the huge amount of perks are there, and also learning like the apart from perks, you in the journey you learn a lot. You meet great friends, and you exchange a lot of things with them. Knowledge share is exchange. You build your network. So I'll say everyone to come and contribute and be a member.
the learning curve will be very high on that. So पॉडकास्ट के एंड पे आता है कुछ क्वेश्चंस जस्ट फन के लिए रैपिड फायर सॉर्ट ऑफ. सो सबसे पहला कि which is the one Web3 startup you admire the most?
Sorry?
Which is the one Web3 startup you admire the most?
Avalanche. Avalanche is doing pretty well. I see them doing a great amount of work in the ecosystem. I think I'm not only because I hold their tokens a lot, but at the same time, I'm a big believer of what they are doing. the grand structure they have. In India, there are a few companies that are doing great as well. Like Polygon is doing great amount of work. Bacnomy is doing good. A lot of other companies are there. There are exchanges which are also doing good. I don't call exchanges as Web3 companies, but yeah,
The
most of
another is the
them.
same with the person. Which is the person you admire the most in the Web3 community?
I think Chris Dixon is something I follow him so much. The amount of work he has done with A16Z, his write-ups, his blogs, everything is something I follow, admire, and yeah. So I think
The next is like Polygon or Solana. Which will be your choice?
it's like I don't. I think they both have their different use cases, and they both are doing great at their own place. Solana is more of a gated ecosystem. Polygon is more about mass adoption, which they're trying to. But yeah, I think they both have their own. I cannot say one company is better. They both are doing well. They both have their own way of doing it. Yeah. So
And this would be a final one, not much of. Uh, you have been this into the Web3 ecosystem and you have helped a number of founders. So, which one is the best company you feel like you have mentored or you have invested in?
so I cannot reveal what I have invested in. Most of them are stealth mode. But I can say about the area that I'm looking. I'm more bullish about GameFi and gaming infra layer people who are building on gaming structure, gaming infra layer. That is something I'm more bullish about. And there are a couple of guys we are also invested in a couple of them, and there are a couple of guys that I think will do great. I admire good games. I play a lot of games, and I admire a lot of game. And I think adoption happens there. Like blockchain adoption, you will see faster in games, assets, in-house gaming asset, and wave 2 to wave 3 transition of a lot of gaming companies as well. So, uspe anyone working, ping me. I'm open to.
Yeah, so they will see over here something. The team will put up his handle and his both Twitter and LinkedIn handle. So yeah, this was all for the podcast. It was great to have you, PV, along with us. And before that, I'll just inform you, we'll have a disclaimer in this beginning of the podcast because it has lot of terms that people might not be aware of. So they should either read it or they should not get confused what we are talking about. So it's like a disclaimer भी लगा देंगे
I
शुरुआत.
think that will be good for the audience that they will be able to learn something.
Yeah, that will be. So thank you for having.
Thank
And
you so much for inviting me. You guys are doing great job with the whole startup it personally with the DFlows channel you create. So you guys are already doing a great job. Keep on doing that and good luck. Thanks for inviting me. I'm always there for the ecosystem whenever you whoever like wants to chat. I can promise I get back to all the people. I try. Right now my inbound is on like very much too much inbound, too much people are reaching out, but I will try to answer everyone and whatever help I can, I will try my best. Thank you so much.